What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. You guys, we're doing this one at the request of the Closer. The Closer, we're doing this one for you. If you guys could hit that like button and subscribe, that's awesome. That helps. I do appreciate it. Let's get into it now. There's not a whole lot to say. I did about an hour and a half yesterday of Bitcoin Cash videos alone. So, being that, since Friday of last week, we've literally just moved sideways. I don't think there's really anything else for me to say. We're going lower, right? That's my projection. It's been the same projection since about like this day here, that we are going to go to about 376 to 350, somewhere in that area. And I really like the emphasis on 365 to 376. It is possible we don't hit that 1272. Just above it, so I think 380 or like around there is to be of mention as well. But 380, 360, 350, whatever in that range, that's where I think we're going. And while yesterday was a pretty insignificant day because it was only about just under 2% of a red day, it was significant in the sense that we closed below the 618 again after getting above it for just one day. So I think that this does condemn us lower. There is a solid chance that we could find support here as well at about $418 to $409. But I don't think that's going to hold. I think that we have hidden bearish divergence with our RSI pulling a higher high here, relatively higher high, while promoting a lower high in price. It's hidden bearish divergence. When you have hidden bearish divergence in the RSI, that generally is a marker of continuation in a trend. What do I mean by continuation? Well, this is what I mean, right? You've got a low here. You've got a high here. You've got a lower high here. You've got a lower low here. You've got a lower high here. You've got a lower low here. We've formed our hidden bearish divergence with this higher high in the RSI versus the lower high in the price. Continuation off of this, in my opinion, would take us lower than this price. And if we were to go lower than this price, the designated targets are essentially between 380 to 350. So with a heavy emphasis on that 365 to 375 area. So I really do believe we're going to see that. I think it will be this week. We have, I think, 5 days left? Yeah, 4 days, 19 hours left in this week. If it's not this week, early next week, I genuinely would expect it to happen any day now. And who knows, yesterday, even though it was less than 2% of a day on a closing basis, might be the ignition that we need to send things lower. But time will tell. Today could be the day that we start seeing prices below $400 now. And if it's not, it's any day now, guys. It really is going to be any day now. So be prepared for that. Going down to 370 from here. We're at 430 now. We're just at 720. I think as much as it would suck to see prices go down, I think it's a great opportunity to just scoop some up at a cheaper price. There are targets that suggest 340 could be on the table as well, so be aware of that, guys. If prices do go lower than even I'm expecting, I know a lot of you aren't even expecting prices to go below this, but if they do, and they go to the range that we're expecting, don't panic, that's fine. But if they don't and they go lower, and when I say they, I mean the price, if the price goes lower, there is a lot pointing to this 320 to 340 area. I'm not going to lie, there is. I just don't think we go that low. I don't think that we break these lows here, personally. It's too far away from the green line. It's out of the characteristics of this cycle for Bitcoin Cash to go that low, in my opinion, but anything can happen. Who cares about my opinion? Who cares about your opinion? Anything can happen in these charts. Just be prepared. If we see the price drop a whole $100 from the current price at 430, if we went to 330, don't panic. Don't forget what this is that we're dealing with, okay? This is going to go a lot higher than $330. It's a prime buying opportunity, if anything. Don't panic if the prices go below your expectations and you're like, oh no, it's dead, it's going down. As soon as you panic, that's when you revert back to the current prices, and then you start doing bullish things like finding higher lows and then higher highs, and then before you know it, you're regretting everything you did here in this highly emotional state. Just be prepared for it. I'm not saying don't be emotional. You're a human being. You're going to feel emotions, but if things happen that you're not prepared for, you might not act appropriately, right? So just be prepared for it. Don't necessarily expect it to happen, but be prepared for it to happen if it does happen. My expectations, again, are that the price will go to about 350 to 380, specifically 365 to 375 is my designated target. But if that doesn't happen, if we don't even go that low, or we shoot past it and we go lower, either way, I'm going to be prepared because I'm considering other possibilities, even with my own expectations in mind. So do the same, Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but the main point of this video, I suppose, was to just do a quick bit of TA, but it's turned into me just saying, be prepared for anything, guys. We're early in the cycle. We are early in the crypto cycle right now. No need to panic. And unfortunately, you guys, the way it works is if the price goes down here, there will be people who are panicking. Fortunately, there will be people who are not panicking and buying as well. Every sell is a buy, every buy is a sell. Someone will be transacting if the prices go that low. If they go just barely below this low. If they don't even go lower, they form a higher low, whatever. People are transacting here. Don't be the person from this point lower, however low we go. Don't be the person that's transacting in the form of a sell, right? It sucks, but there will be suckers. There will be people who are just not making the right decisions. We can be prepared. We can make the right decisions. I'm not advocating a sell. I don't know if I would advocate a buy here, though it probably is a really good time to get in, relatively speaking, over the coming months. Not a bad area to DCA, especially after that nice little haircut from our recent high. But I definitely wouldn't sell here. I am calling for lower prices, but I know a lot of people who are new. I'm speaking from personal experience, being new to the trading world, to the technical analysis world. Whenever you hear people say price is going lower, that automatically in your head means, oh, so I should sell. No, that's most of the time when you get an analyst calling for prices to go lower or higher, they've already set themselves up for their moves. They're not selling or buying. They're just letting the move play out. And then when you get to a relative high or a relative low, then they make their adjustments, but doing adjustments along the way, it's a bit tricky. It's not as good. And right now, my strategy, as well as I think a lot of people who watch this channel strategy, is to just buy and hold. Every purchase, I don't care if I buy here, I don't care if I buy here or anywhere in between, that's meant to be held well past where we're at now, right? I don't care if I bought up here, I don't care if I buy here, I don't care if it goes lower and I buy down here, wherever the price might go. Every purchase that I make from here on, it's not a short-term thing. I'm holding for a year or more, right? So regardless of what the price does, I don't care. If the price goes lower, the most I'm going to think is, I wish I bought at lower prices. I'm not going to think, damn, this is a time to sell. So I'm really emphasizing on this heavily because I don't want anybody to get shaken out of their positions. This is exactly what it's called. This is exactly what we're experiencing right now, is a shake out. Do not get shaken out. Please do not get shaken out. And genuinely, I'm expecting 370 to 380, 365, 375, somewhere in there. But if we went all the way down to 300, that's still, look at, just for example, right here, that's about 300, 299. Let's say the price crashed all the way down there. Is that still a higher low? Is that still, from a low here, all your lows here, is that still a higher low? Yeah, that's, your trajectory is fine. It wouldn't be the expectation. None of us want to see the price go down there, but at the same time, anybody who's looking to buy some, you would kind of want to see it go down there. So anybody that panic sells, I hope it's not anybody watching this channel. I hope we're the ones buying it up, adding to the stack, holding it for the long term, because that's what every asset really needs, is strong hands, right? So people will say they're strong hands. They'll buy here, they'll watch it dip, and they'll say they're strong hands, but then it dips that same amount more, and they're like, okay, now I'll sell, and that's when it goes up. Don't be one of those people, man. Down we go. All the rambling aside, down we go. And you guys, shit talking and general, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, negative comments are coming back, guys. We're getting some highs in the negative feedbacks on my analysis. Some shit talking that's going on that I haven't seen in a while. It's interesting. It's very bold to talk smack to somebody who's basically been calling this move correct since we were up at like $620. But I got a couple jokers who are saying that I make more incorrect calls than I do correct calls, which I don't believe to be true, but I do believe that I'm wrong every single day. I make like 30 predictions a day publicly. I'm probably wrong multiple times every single day. I don't deny that at all. I'm far from perfect, but more than half, I definitely don't think so. But guys, I called this low here, right? We went up, I was like, that's the low, that's the bottom. And then we got up here and I'm like, actually, I don't think that's the bottom. And we've literally, since this day, that's whenever I called for it, or maybe it was this day even. I think it was this day, because we went up a little higher the next day. It's yet to be proven, but I've been calling for us to go lower here, right? I did up here. I remember calling for prices to go higher. I was talking about $900. Then we went down. It was something like this day here, I want to say, was the day that convinced me that we were going to go lower. You can go back and check yourself if you want. Check the videos that I made around April 10th. I don't know. You know, I know above $600 I was bearish, which, hey, that's not at 720, but I mean, even if, let's say I started becoming bearish at 596 at the lowest point of this day. At the current price, that's still a 27% difference. So you don't have to catch the absolute high to be bearish to still make good calls, right? It's not, you don't have to be right. Anybody who's trying to measure me by being right or wrong, first off, you're wrong. I know that I'm often more right than I am wrong, okay? The proof is in the pudding. You guys can check my videos yourself. Go back in time, measure it out yourselves. It's the truth, right? And beyond that, who cares? If I'm wrong more than I'm right, who cares? Like, I could have made 5 calls up here that were saying we were going to $900 and 1 call right here that said we were going lower. Out of those 6 total calls, 1 of them was right, and guess what? It saved, if I was to play this, which I didn't play the selling game, but if I was, I would have saved 30%. I would have been able to add to the stack. You can be wrong more times than being right, and you can still do things right. You can still make money, right? So anybody who's trying to measure me that way, who cares? Like, really, who cares? You care, I guess, but I really don't care. I guess I care enough to talk about it and go on a rant at the end of the video. That wasn't the point. The main point was, I think things are going good for the channel because shit talking and naysaying is coming back. I've been missing you guys. I've been missing the jackals and the hyenas. You guys have been quiet for a while. It's nice to see you back. So it's just funny that you're doing it at a time where I've been pretty accurate with my past few calls on this thing, but whatever, to each their own. And that's all I got to say, guys. If you like the video, hit that like button. If you don't like that video, leave me a scathing comment. I love my dedicated fans, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.